Welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you a further two examples of how we can go about solving linear equations. Now in example 4 here I've got 4x plus 3 all divided by 5 equals minus 2. Now as always our objective is to do x equals something. Now the way in which we go about this is using our left hand side expression here of 4x plus 3 all divided by 5. We want to deconstruct this to build a flowchart showing us what we need to do to reverse or how to unwind this equation. Now, I'm going to start off with x as always, and we ask ourselves what's the first thing we do to x, and we're going to times it by 4. That gives us 4x. Now, what's the next step? Well, we're going to add 3, and that will give us 4x plus 3. Then finally, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to divide it by 5. So that will give us 4x plus 3 all divided by 5, like so. And thus we build our expression on the left hand side. Now to reverse it, rather than divide by 5, we times by 5. Rather than plus 3, we take 3. Rather than times 4, we divide by 4, like so. Alright, so following the process, the first one, times by 5, going to do that to both sides. That will yield minus 2 times 5, and then simply 4x plus. Evaluating the right hand side, that's 4x plus 3. Next step, we have the take 3. Left hand side gives us 4x. Right hand side gives us negative 10, take 3, which is the same as writing negative 13. And then finally, we've got the divide by 4. So on the left we've got x, and on the right hand side we've got minus 13 divided by 4. Now 13 is a prime number, so if we divide 13 by anything we're going to get an irrational number here. So we can simply leave this as the answer of negative 13 over 4, or if we want to go for a cosmetic change then we bring the negative out front and go minus 13 over 4. Really doesn't matter which one you go, either this way or this way, but that's as far as I'd take it. Now going down we have example 5. We have 5 multiplied by 3 plus x divided by 4 plus 2 equals 12. Now this particular question here, I'm not going to do a flowchart anymore because I think we've practiced that enough. Rather, let's go straight into it. Now, question we ask ourselves, what is the first thing we need to remove from this left-hand side expression? And the answer to that is we need to get rid of this plus 2. The way we do that is we take 2 from either side. That's going to give us 12, take 2, and then 5, 3 plus x all over 4. Evaluating the right hand side, that's simply 10, and then the left hand side stays the same. Now next step, what do we have to do? Well, we've got this divide by 4. So to get rid of the divide by 4, we're going to times by 4. This will yield 5 times 3 plus x, and then we have 10 times 4, like so. Probably should have highlighted that guy. Alright, evaluating the right hand side, that will give us 40, and the left hand side stays the same. Now next step, what do we want to get rid of? Well, next one we need to get rid of is this times 5. The way in which we get rid of times 5 is we divide by 5. Do that to both sides. That will yield 3 plus x. Don't need the brackets anymore. And 40 divided by 5. 40 divided by 5 is simply equal to 8. Now, final step. What do we need to get rid of? Don't need the plus. There we go. So plus 3. So the way in which we get rid of that is we take 3 from both sides. And that will yield x by itself. And then 8 take 3. 8 take 3 is equal to 5. Therefore, our final answer for this is 5. So hopefully this final example here of example 5, it really illustrates why we go through the entire process of building these flowcharts as opposed to just doing the guess and check version. So this has been 2 examples of how we solve linear equations.